It's a new year, y'all. How's all my good people? Yeah, we back at it. And right now, we need to be discussing Orrin and Orson West missing from California City. We got a lot of information, but there's still a mystery as to what happened to these brothers. And I want to know where they at. You know, just like the police suspect foul play, I suspect foul play. So, come on, let's look at a couple things. Ride with me. The West boys, 3 and 4 year old Orson and Orrin, they were placed into foster care and later adopted by this couple right here, Trezell and Jacqueline West. And when they adopted these kids in April of 2019, they changed their name to Orrin and Orson. That wasn't their birth name. It was changed. Okay? And the West boys had just moved into this house right here on Aspen Avenue in California City. And they moved there with 4 other siblings and their adopted parents, Trezell and Jacqueline. And we're just gonna call them the parents because I feel like if you adopt a child, then you become the parent. So we're gonna refer to them as the parents, okay? It is what it is. But they had just moved into this house right here. And in an interview that the parents did, the father told us that they had only been there about 3 months. 3 months. And I found this house on Zillow and then another website. But that house sold in September. So I was wondering, I'm like, did they buy the house? Or, did somebody else buy it and then they rented the house? I'm still not clear on that. But what I do know is that this family had come from Bakersfield, California. And if you look at this map right here, Bakersfield to California City is over an hour drive. And I know that may not seem far to some, but that's far to me. Okay? So I'm thinking like, well, what made them move out so far? Was it family? A job? Were they running from something or somebody? I just feel like there has to be a reason. But that's just me. It is what it is. Don't judge me. Trezell and Jacqueline packed up their whole family and moved here. And don't forget, it's them and they have 6 children total. They have 4 adopted kids and 2 biological kids. And I read somewhere, and I forgot where it was at because I wanted to put it in this video, but I read somewhere that in the state of California, you receive $1,000 per child. And I thought to myself, I'm like, damn, they got 4 adopted kids, 1,000 per child. That's 4,000 a month, just with that income. You understand what I mean? So it's safe to assume that they could afford this house, okay? And after only being there for 3-4 months, on Monday, December the 21st, the parents reported the brothers missing at about 6 o'clock in the evening. Yeah, both of them. Not one, both of them missing. And they were missing from their own home. I really want to know what happened to them. Where are the boys? And then I came across this interview that was done with the parents. And they were asked what happened the day Orrin and Orson went missing. So I need y'all to pay attention to the story that they gave us. And then y'all know how we do. And then we're going to break it down. And that shit better make sense. Listen to this.
So, tell us what happened the night the kids went missing.
Okay.
From our yard.
Okay. It was cold. I was gonna make a fire. So a lot of wood in this area right here next to our house. I opened up the back gate. I'm throwing wood, bringing it inside the house. My wife's inside. She was actually wrapping gifts, so we thought it was a good idea that our youngest two go outside and play with chalk on the back patio. Do not let them go on the dirt in the backyard. and keep them close. They was playing with chalk, and I came in the house. I saw them there in one house. I came back out. I didn't see them there. I immediately went back in, asked my wife, "Did you see the boys?" She said, "No, they should be outside playing with chalk." I said, "Well, I didn't see them," so I came back outside and I started searching my backyard. I searched the whole thing. I realized that I left the gate open, and I panicked, came inside the house, searched the house, me and my wife.
Yeah, couple things. Couple things. Now, at the start of this video clip, the reporter asked them, she said, "Tell us what happened the night the kids went missing." And I'm watching both of the parents and I'm waiting on the response. And then the mother says, "From our yard." And like, I don't know about y'all, and I don't know if it's just me being petty, but her response didn't sound right. Like, it didn't go together. You know what I mean? And it was like, "From our yard." Like, maybe she didn't understand the question that the reporter asked, but her response just was weird to me. And while she's saying that, the father is saying, "Okay, okay," as if he's preparing himself to tell a story. You know, I don't know if he was just trying to gather himself, but it just, that whole interaction right there was just weird to me. Okay? The father started off by telling us that it was cold and that he wanted to make a fire and there was a lot of wood in the area next to his house. And then when I found these pictures of the side of their house, I'm like, it looked like a desert out there. And I'm like, where the hell was he getting the wood from? You know, I mean, like, looking at this picture right here, was he talking about maybe some sticks? I don't know. I mean, you know, some of us city folks don't know nothing about that. I'm just saying. Trezell said that he opened up the back gate, and I'm assuming he talking about this gate right here, because I looked around their property. And this is the only gate that I could find. So 2 plus 2 equals 4. This is the gate, okay? He said that he opened up the back gate and he was throwing wood, bringing it inside the house. He said his wife Jacqueline was inside the house already, wrapping presents. And the West boys, Orrin and Orson, was allowed to go out and play with chalk on the back patio. This is the back patio right here. Now, as you can see, there are sliding doors that lead out to this patio where the boys were supposedly playing with chalk, okay? And it looks to be like the only entrance into the house from the backyard. Don't forget that. Trezell, the father, told us that when he came in the house, because don't forget, he's out there throwing wood. He's in and out that gate, okay? Bringing wood inside the house. He said that when he went inside the house, he saw them. So he's saying that he saw the boys on the back patio playing with chalk, okay? He said that he goes in the house. When he comes back out, he don't see them. And then I'm thinking like, how long were you in the house? You understand what I mean? Because like I said, when he came back out, he said he didn't see him. He said he went back inside the house and asked his wife Jacqueline if she had seen the boys. And she said no. She said they should be out on the back patio playing with chalk. So he said that he went back outside and started searching the backyard. And that's when he realized that he had left the gate open. This gate right here. He said he panicked and went back inside the house. And I was like, hold on, pause. So you already in the house, okay? You come out, the kid's gone. You start searching the backyard, realize the gate open, and your initial reaction was to go back inside the house. I mean, I don't know if I'm tripping, but I think my initial reaction would have been to run toward the gate. You understand what I mean? I mean, because like I showed y'all them pictures of the Saturday house, I mean, it's open. It's like they're in the middle of a desert. So my thought is if he'd have ran to the gate, even if it was a situation where the boys got out, started running around, y'all know how little boys can be sometimes, got out, started running around, by the time he at least made it to the gate, he would have seen them, okay? We're not talking about teenagers. We're not talking about somebody running full speed. We're talking about toddlers, 3 and 4. You know what I mean? But Trezelle's reaction was to go back inside the house. And it just seems odd to me. Does that seem odd to anybody else? You know, maybe I'm tripping. I don't know. But I know it made me curious about the layout of their home. I'm like, he was in the house. And then he said he came out, didn't see the kids. And I don't know about y'all, but I've never seen a 3 or 4-year-old sneak in the house. I mean, you may not see them, but you hear them. But the parents made it seem like these kids just disappeared in the thin air. So I told y'all I had found this house on Zillow, and it had pictures of the inside. Here goes some of them right here. But then I looked up and found a video tour of this exact same house. And y'all know we nosy over here, so we gonna watch it. Come on, we still riding. Look at this. Yeah. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I love the layout of this house. I love it. And what caught my attention when I watched this tour was this area right here that leads to the back patio. Because again, that's where they said the kids were, on the back patio. Well, there's this room, and like I have a friend who has a similar layout. And this room she used for like a sitting area, you know, where she would allow her company to go smoke and things like that so they could open up the patio door. Okay? But you have this room right here. And it made me think a lot, you know, like, well, where exactly was she in the house when the boys went missing? Where was she? You understand what I'm saying? And don't forget, this is the only way in and out of that house from the backyard. You have to come through here. And these kids were supposed to have been on that back patio, but they wasn't. And the dad told us that, you know, he then jumped in this van and, you know, rode around the block and still no sign of these kids. Orrin and Orson. Where did they go? And where did they go so fast?
I got in the van. I looked down the street, both directions. It was getting dark, getting cold, and I got there and I hit a bunch of corners. I went down this street. I turned my light on. I searched. I called their names. Talked to a gentleman on the street on the other side over there. He didn't see me. So then I came home and I told my wife, we need to call the cops. It's getting dark and I need help. We gotta get going. So I called the cops. Cops came. First thing they did was tell us to stay in the house so they can get a hold of us. And they had us just sitting there and we wanted to keep searching. But everybody came out in droves. And I wanted to thank you guys that night, but we couldn't go outside.
At what time did you guys notice your kids went missing? And at what time were they reported missing to the police?
It's about, I think it was about 4:30, going on 5. It was getting dark, like I said.
5-ish.
5-ish.
Okay, couple things. In this interview, the parents told us that Orrin and Orson went missing. The father said about 4:30. The wife said about 5-ish. Okay? He said it was getting dark and it was getting cold. And then I wanted to know what the weather was that day. And I found this weather calendar for California City, and it said that the highs was 68 and the lows was 36. So okay, he's saying it's getting dark, it's getting cold, and then most importantly, this calendar said that the sun set about 4:44 p.m. So yeah, the sun going down, it's starting to get a little chilly. Okay, that part makes sense to me. But then, did y'all hear him say he ran into some dude around the corner? And he was asking dude if he seen the boys. And my whole thing was, has this been verified? Who was it that he ran into? I want to know. I'm just saying. So after searching the neighborhood, he went back home and told his wife that they needed to call the police. And that's what they did. But then, there was a lot of talk about, well, oh, she stayed home. Why she didn't go with him? And I'm thinking to myself, if the boys wandered off, what if they would have come back? And then not only that, maybe the other kids were there. But then we found out that the other 4 children, out of their 6, 4 of them were gone. They were at grandma's house. And I said, I'd be damned. So you mean to tell me, on the day that the boys came up missing, the other children were gone? None of them at the house. The only 2 children at the house came up missing? Where they do that at? I mean, it almost seems too convenient. You know what I mean? And then both of them are missing. And then I'm going to take y'all one step further. When they put out these missing posters of the boys, Orrin and Orson, they were wearing the same thing. And I'm like, what? I mean, it almost feels like this story is rehearsed. Yeah, that's the word I'm looking for. Rehearsed. That's the word of the day. You hear me? Now, during this interview, the parents told us that after the police got involved, after they called the police, they wanted to help search, but the police made them stay inside the house. And I know some people had a lot to say about that. But I followed some cases and the police told the parents to do that. I mean, so that didn't seem out of the norm to me. Okay? Their first interview outside that house was this one right here. And I'm going to be honest with y'all. I think they only did this interview because this was done on December the 23rd, on Wednesday. Don't forget, the boys went missing on Monday. I think the only reason why they did that interview on Wednesday was because this lady showed up. And she did an interview right before theirs. This is the biological mother of Orrin and Orson. Yeah, she showed up down there. And from my understanding, she's from Bakersfield. And she did an interview down there. We gonna go a little deeper into her interview in the next video. But she made her way down there. And she had a lot to say. And most importantly, she feels that the parents know more than what they're telling. And I ain't gonna lie to y'all, they looking kind of bad out here in these streets, you know? But she suspect that they know what happened to the boys. And I feel like she's the reason they did this interview. That's it, and that's all. Now, I don't know what happened at this house on December the 21st. And I don't know where these boys are. I pray to God that they find them. And hell, I'm going to be honest with y'all. I'm not even convinced that these kids made it from Bakersfield. Because one of the searches that the police did was out there. You know what I mean? Almost like, when you look at their movement, they suspected that the kids may be out there, which is why they're searching out there. You know, so it makes me feel like they think the parents' story is a little fishy. And it do smell real bad. If the police didn't suspect that these parents had something to do with this, then why was they saying digging up the backyard? Hmm? Yeah, there they go. In the backyard. What were they hoping to find back there? The boys? Huh? Oh man. And then they all out in Bakersfield, where this family came from. They all out there searching. All up through there. You know? And then not only that, how about this? They brought out the scent tracking dogs. These dogs tracked the scent inside the house, but could not pick up a scent outside the house. I was like, what?
At what point did you guys decide to bring out dogs to try to help out in this?
Done that. It's been done multiple times.
And the canines consistently found that the scent of the children did not leave the house?
Correct.
So the boys never left the house? Wait a minute. I'm confused. Because what they're telling us is that these scent tracking dogs only track the scent inside the house, but couldn't find the scent outside the house. And I want to know why the hell not? That's where they said they left them. Outside. See, that's what I'm saying. I need y'all to let me know where y'all at with these parents, okay? Let me know in the comments where y'all at with them. I mean, because I'm trying to be cool. You know, I'm trying to get them the benefit of the doubt. But a lot of this shit sounds shaky to me. And let me tell you something else before I let y'all go. Let me tell y'all something else that bothers me. The fact that nobody near their home has ever seen their children. Listen to this.
When was the most recent neighbor cited they've seen the kids?
None of the neighbors have seen the kids.
Ever?
No.
Huh? Excuse me? So nobody's seen the kids? Is that what they telling us? Does anybody else find that strange? That seems strange to me. And it makes me wonder how long the other 4 children has been gone. How long they been at grandma's house? Why did Orrin and Orson go? Now, understand this. I don't know how old the grandparents are, but I know some grandparents, they don't like, they might watch them for a couple hours. But they made it seem like the other 4 children were on vacation. So that means they was going to be down there for a minute. When did they get there to grandma's house? At this point, we don't know when Orrin and Orson went missing. All we know is that they were reported missing on Monday, December the 21st. That's it, and that's all. So what do y'all think about these parents? Where y'all at with it? Do we believe them or not? Because y'all know how we do. We're going to break it all the way down. We are not done. We're not done. So if you're new here, welcome. Stick around. Stick with me. We riding for the boys.
We're going through it. It's difficult. I mean, everybody's making their own their own conclusions. They don't know anything. We're not sure like everything. We're not sure. We said what we knew, and if anybody has seen them or anything, please call the police department.
So make the news, nigga, and watch what happens. If you make it over here on this channel, nigga, we on your ass. Okay.